Did you know that Walt Disney's dream almost died? That means he almost gave up. Well, in today's episode, I'm going to talk about a little unknown story about Walt Disney, plus 3 lessons that you need to learn from this story. Let's get started. Hey, Messenger! Welcome to the Market Your Message show. I'm Jonathan Milligan, author of the book Your Message Matters, and our goal here is simple. We want to help you rise above the noise and get paid for what you know. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about 3 ways to keep the dream alive when you're ready to quit. But first, I want to let you know about a free 10-page guide that we've put together. Literally, it's a guidebook, and we've put this special guide together because we get this question all the time. Jonathan, I want to start a business. I want to start a business with my story, my passion, my skills, my experience. I want to have an online business, but I don't know where to start. Well, this is the Discover Your Message blueprint. In this 10-page guide, it's going to give you the step-by-step on how to uncover your purpose, your people, and your passion. You can get this guide right now for free by going to marketyourmessage.com/discover. All right. Well, let's get into today's story about the day Walt Disney's dream almost died. Now, this story I actually came across by accident. I purchased an 800-page biography of the life of Walt Disney called The Triumph of the American Imagination. I bought it from a gift store actually in Walt Disney World, and it is a behemoth of a biography, 800 pages. And I was reading through it, and suddenly a story jumped off the pages that I'd never heard before. I'd never heard any film that I've watched, and I've watched films on the life of Walt Disney, no one ever told this story about the day his dream almost died. Believe it or not, Walt Disney once had a movie executive laugh out loud at his dream. You see, early in his career, Disney came across the opportunity of a lifetime. He had negotiated an appointment with one of the largest movie executives at the time, Louis B. Mayer. Walt planned to show Mayer his 7-minute Mickey Mouse cartoon in the hopes that he could secure a contract. His dream was to bring his cartoon animation to movie theaters across the United States. Walt was especially optimistic about this particular meeting. He knew he had invented something revolutionary that everyone would want. But what happened next surprised him. You see, Mayer didn't laugh at the cartoon. Instead, he laughed at Disney's dream. Not only did he push the button to turn off the projector during the cartoon, but he went on to tell Walt all the reasons why his idea would never work. In so many words, the movie executive said, well, kids are afraid of mice. And by the way, moms don't love them all that much either. In fact, he said no one is going to pay to watch a silly mouse. And with that, he laughed and stormed out of the theater while Walt stood there in embarrassment. Has anyone ever laughed at your dream? Has anyone ever dismissed your life's message? If so, you're not alone. So, did the story end there? Well, what did Walt do in this situation? Well, you probably know that he didn't quit. In fact, he decided to move forward anyway. Instead of giving up or allowing one person's opinion to carry too much weight on his dream, Walt persisted. Within days, he secured a meeting with a small but growing studio named Columbia Pictures. Frank Capra, Columbia's leading director, agreed to meet with Walt, but he was unenthusiastic about the meeting from the start. In fact, he was even less enthused at his first impression of Walt. In fact, in the book, he described him as, quote, scrawny, nondescript, hungry-looking young man wearing 2 days' growth of beard and a slouch cap, end of quotes. But once the cartoon hit the screen, everything changed. Capra was so impressed with the cartoon that he insisted Harry Cohen, the head of Columbia Pictures at the time, view it immediately. And Walt signed a contract that day to produce a new cartoon every month for Columbia Pictures. Now, while Walt still faced many business challenges in the days ahead, this single meeting produced enough monthly cash flow to keep Walt Disney Studios alive. Now, if we, like Walt, have any chance of keeping the dream alive, we need to develop the courage to move forward, no matter what other people say. And that's why I want to apply this story to you in 3 practical lessons. Well, what are the lessons? Here's lesson number 1. We need to recognize that not everyone will understand our message. You see, some of the most significant accomplishments that have happened in the world in our lifetime once seemed impossible to many people. Still, there were a few who believed in the dream. They believed a man could walk on the moon. They believed it was possible to hold a device in one's hand and talk with anyone around the world. They believed the seeming impossible. The point is, don't allow one person's opinion to shut down your dream. Not everyone's going to understand your message. It's your job to believe in your message, even when others don't. What if Walt Disney had given up on his dream that day? What if he had allowed one person's opinion to become his reality? Think about it. There'd be no Mickey Mouse. There'd be no Disneyland. There would be no Walt Disney World. Think about how much joy so many people would have missed out on. Getting negative feedback should not be a reason to pack it up and go home. You, my friend, are going to need to believe in your message, even when others don't. And that leads me to lesson number 2. And that's this. Surround yourself with others who believe in your message. Now, it might feel noble to charge ahead alone, but the truth is you are going to need message carriers along the way. Now, message carriers are other people who catch the vision of what you are trying to do. Walt Disney had his brother Roy. Now, Roy's talent was not in being creative at all. He was in the numbers side of the business. Roy worked on financing the dream while Walt focused on the creative side. There were also Disney employees who caught the vision. In the early days, animators worked for Walt without pay because they believed in the dream so much. They worked nights and weekends to get the cartoons done. You see, Walt had inspired them. They had a mission and a message that they wanted to get out to the world. And the good news is all of their hard work eventually paid off for these animators because it enabled them to pursue the dreams of their own. And they were there in total support of Walt's vision. How about you? Are there message carriers in your life? Maybe even message carriers that you've sort of taken for granted. If so, thank them for their unwavering support. And that leads me to lesson number 3, and that's this. Focus on those waiting for your dream to become a reality. What then gets us through the valley when our message takes a direct hit from others? Well, the answer is simple. Remembering what and who we're doing this for. The point is, your message survives when you focus on those waiting for your dream to become a reality. In fact, I even talk about this illustration in my book. In my book, the Your Message Matters book, I talk about picturing a 20-foot high brick wall. And there's a single rope hanging down. And on one side is you. On the other side of the wall are all the people you want to help. All the people who are going to benefit from your story, from your message, from your experience, from your skills, from your God-given talents. And what's required of you is to have the courage to grip onto the rope and start scaling the wall. And the reason it's worth it is because you can hear the cheering on the other side of the wall. People who you are going to be able to help. You see, the point is, there are people waiting for you to pursue your life's message. They need your advice. They need your perspective. They need your solution. They need your product. And whether you have what's needed to change someone's day or change someone's life, it's important for you to make your dream a reality. Listen, we're all waiting for you. There is a dream only you can fulfill, and your message matters. Well, I hope this has been an encouragement to you. I hope you apply these lessons. And you're like, Jonathan, I'm not even started. I want to get started down this path. You know, I'm in a job I don't love. I'm in a situation that I wish would change. I've always had a desire to build a business from my story, a passion, a message, or my skills. Well, the best place to start is by grabbing our new 10-page guide, the Discover Your Message Blueprint. You can grab that by just going to marketyourmessage.com/discover. Well, did you enjoy that episode? If so, would you take a moment and like, share, or subscribe, or even review our show? And also, what topics would you like for me to cover in future episodes? Let me know. But until then, my friend, never forget, your message matters.